before the world knew her voice, before stadiums filled with thousands sang her songs, before her music became the soundtrack of love, heartbreak, and hope. She was just a shy girl in a small town, a girl with a dream so big that someone was willing to risk everything just to prove it could come true. This is the story of Celine Dion, a story about belief, sacrifice, heartbreak, and the voice that changed music forever. March 30th, 1968. In the quiet town of Charlemagne, Quebec, a baby girl was born into a crowded home. Her parents already had 13 children. She would become the 14th. Her name was Celine Marie Claudette Dion. Money was scarce. Luxury was non-existent. But inside their tiny home lived something priceless: music. Her parents were musicians who ran a small piano bar. Every night, the house filled with singing, guitars, and laughter. And among the voices of the Dion family, one voice stood out. Even as a child, Celine's voice carried something rare: emotion, power, soul. By the age of 5, she was already performing in her parents' restaurant. The audience was small, but the magic was real. No one knew it yet, but the world's future superstar was already singing. At just 12 years old, something remarkable happened. Celine and her mother wrote a song together, a simple song titled "Si un itatke rave." It was only a dream. Her brother believed the world needed to hear it, so he sent a cassette tape to a music manager in Montreal. His name was René Angélil. When René received the tape, he had no expectations. He pressed play, and within seconds, something extraordinary happened. He started crying. He had worked in the music industry for years, but he had never heard a voice like this. He knew instantly this girl was special, not just talented, legendary, but believing in talent and building a career are two different things. Record labels weren't interested. She was too young, too unknown, too risky. Most managers would have walked away. But René Angélil did something no one expected. He made one of the boldest decisions in music history. He mortgaged his own house. Everything he owned, his financial security, his future. He risked it all to finance Celine Dion's first album. Think about that. If she failed, he would lose everything. That's the power of belief. And that belief would change the world. Success did not happen overnight. Young Celine trained relentlessly. She practiced her voice for hours every day, while other teenagers were enjoying their youth. Celine was studying music, training her vocals, preparing for something bigger. Soon she became a star in French-speaking countries. Her voice grew stronger, her stage presence more powerful. Then, in 1988, a defining moment arrived. Celine Dion represented Switzerland in the Eurovision Song Contest, 1988. Millions were watching. The pressure was enormous. But when she sang, the audience was stunned. And when the results came in, Celine Dion had won. The world had just discovered its next global superstar. Winning Eurovision opened international doors. But Celine wanted something bigger. She wanted to conquer the English-speaking world. So she did something incredibly difficult. She learned English from scratch. She practiced pronunciation, studied lyrics, and trained her voice again. Then came the hits. Songs that would define a generation, "The Power of Love," "Because You Loved Me," and then a song that would echo through history, "My Heart Will Go On," the theme song from the blockbuster movie Titanic. At first, Celine didn't even want to record it, but once she sang the demo, everyone knew it was magical. The song became a global phenomenon. Radio stations played it non-stop. Millions of people bought the record. And suddenly, Celine Dion became one of the biggest singers on earth. But fame has a cost. Behind the bright lights and standing ovations, there was pressure, endless touring, exhaustion, loneliness. Celine worked harder than almost anyone in the industry. But the greatest challenge of her life wasn't professional. It was personal. Over the years, Celine and René's relationship grew deeper. He was not just her manager, he was her greatest supporter, her protector. Eventually, they fell in love. Despite a 26-year age gap, they married in 1994. Their love story became legendary, but life had another test waiting. René Angélil was diagnosed with cancer. For years, Celine balanced superstardom with caring for the man who believed in her first: concerts, hospitals, hope, fear. Then in 2016, tragedy struck. René Angélil passed away. The man who mortgaged his house for her dream was gone. For Celine, it was devastating. But even in grief, she kept singing, because every note she sang carried his legacy. Just when fans believed she had overcome her greatest pain, another challenge appeared. Celine revealed she had been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that causes severe muscle spasms for a performer. For a singer, for someone whose life is the stage, it was heartbreaking. Tours were canceled, fans worried around the world, but Celine refused to let illness define her story. She continues fighting with courage, with hope, with the same determination that brought her from poverty to global fame. Today, Celine Dion's achievements are historic. Over 200 million records sold worldwide, 5 Grammy Awards, some of the most successful concerts ever performed, and an estimated fortune of nearly $800 million. But her real legacy isn't wealth, it's inspiration. Her story proves something powerful. Dreams don't come true because they are easy. They come true because someone refuses to give up. Somewhere in the world, right now, there is a young dreamer, someone with talent, someone with a voice, someone with a dream. But dreams are fragile. They need belief, because sometimes all it takes to change a life is one person who says, "I believe in you." René Angélil believed, and Celine Dion proved that belief could change the world. From a small town in Quebec to one of the greatest voices in music history. This is the unforgettable story of Celine Dion and the man who risked everything to make the world hear her voice.